All right, here we go. This one's gonna be a 357 Sig test. Today we're gonna test out some S&B ammo. So for that one, it is the 124 grain jacketed hollow point. There's what that thing looks like. It does have your standard brass case and is rated at 1,476 feet per second. So we are going to be going out of our old school Sig P229. That one does have that 3.9 inch barrel. And we're going through our gel. Those are 10% calibrated blocks. Do have our catch block behind that, so a total of 22 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton tissue on the front, and like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how this round does. All right, we're set back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. All right, so it looks like our impact velocity was 1425, so definitely really awesome to see, especially on that short barrel. I did test it the other day just for velocities, and we're pretty much exactly the same, so really good to see there. All right, so there's the entry. Looks like I got a perfect hit on that block, and you can see right down in there like always, and looks like a pretty good star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, check that out. There is a huge stretch in that gel. So it looks like pretty much as soon as that thing came in, opened up really nicely. It did flatline really quick. We did not make it out of that first block, but man, that's a pretty good amount of damage for sure. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the top. So at our widest spot, we are at 3.5 inches, so that is really awesome to see actually. Like always, we'll cut these open here at the end so we can get our cross sections, get a little bit more accurate measurement, but man, that is really good to see for sure. And same thing from the side, so you can see as soon as it came in, started to expand probably that 1/4 inch mark and opened up. Huge cuts going all the way through. It carried probably about 2/3 of the way through that block, and it did settle down very quickly. There's a little bit of fragmentation. I think you see that huge round there at the end, but let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the side. Definitely doesn't look as wide from the side. We are only at about 2.25 inches from the side, but you know, it definitely did quite a bit of damage. And then you can see it there. Looks like the whole path where before it started to settle down is about 7.25 inches, and full penetration is 10.25. So definitely not the most. Weren't really expecting the most, especially, you know, we did have some really high velocities, but really good to see there, and you can see this facing downward. So we're going to set up for that second shot and see how that one does. All right, we're set back to 15 feet. All right, let's see what we did on that one. So it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1374, so definitely a little bit lower than that first shot, but like I said, I did test it the other day just for velocities, and we're averaging probably about that 1425 area, so really good to see. All right, so there's the entry for that one. Looks like I got another really good hit, and you can see right down in that cavity and another huge star pattern. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, pretty much the same thing. So as soon as that thing came in, opened up really nice. This one doesn't look like that stretch cavity is as wide, but carried it, you know, pretty good. It did flatline quite a bit towards the end, and we did not make it out of that first block. It looks like it definitely tried though. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the top. So at our widest spot here, we're 2 3/4. So definitely a little bit less than that first shot, but still pretty darn impressive. And let's see from the sides. Hopefully you guys are able to see this, but same thing. Came in, opened up, getting a really nice stretch cavity going through. Really nice spiral cuts for sure. It looks like there might be little tiny pieces of fragmentation, but not too much. And then you can see where it settled down quite a bit. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the side. This one actually looks like more from the side than the top. And we're right at 3 inches. So like I said, a little bit more from the side. You know, pretty typical for some of these rounds, but you can see, man, it really did good. It looks like it carried that cavity a little bit further also, so that full path is 9 inches on this one, and full penetration we're right at that 11-inch mark, pretty much, you know, that whole block. Let's see, it is literally just sitting right there, so pretty good. So let's check them out one time from the top. So what I actually had to do was flip the block. I'll show you. All right, so the reason I flipped the block and had the paths going opposite directions was this first shot, you know, it took up a big amount. I didn't want those paths to collide, so I did come in the opposite way for the second one. So there's that first shot, and there is that second shot. So you can see there's that first one, came in, opened up really nicely. Huge, you know, disruption in that gel. Carried a little bit past halfway, and then it did settle down quite a bit, and then you could see that round rest in that first block. And same thing with the second one. This is the one that's kind of coming towards us now. Same thing, open up really nice. Huge path going all the way through. And then they are flatlining pretty quick. And this one, man, it was right there. There's actually a little bit of a bulge on that block where it really tried to come out. But definitely pretty darn awesome. So let's pull these rounds and see what they look like. All right, check these things out. Looks like they both got some pretty awesome expansion. So the one on the right was that first shot, the one on the left was that second shot. So here is that first shot. You can see, man, that thing opened up huge. I am bleeding there. I did actually stab myself with these things. They are very sharp, but yeah, that thing is looking really good. Opened up really widely. And you can see those petals, you know, peeled right over that base. There's quite a bit of gel still stuffed in there, but man, that thing is huge for sure. Probably not, you know, complete weight retention, but man, that thing is, you know, it is pretty impressive for sure. I'm actually very surprised on how well it did. And here's that second shot, same thing, opened up really nicely. Does have kind of that black burnt looking stuff on the front end, but man, that one definitely made it to its breaking point too. Peeled all those petals all the way back. This thing is packed with gel as well, but man, definitely pretty impressive stuff. I know a lot of you guys didn't think it was going to break that 1400 mark or you know, even the 1300 mark, so it actually did pretty good. I'm very surprised. So definitely a good one to keep around. You know, it didn't get the most penetration, weren't really expecting it. Kind of looks like a in between like an XTP and a Nosler, kind of like a Winchester bullet, but you know, I'm not sure. But there we go, guys. One time from the bottom, first shot, second shot, and last time from the top. So like I always do, I will get our screenshot, slow-mo, all that good stuff here at the end. But there we go, guys. That one was the 124 grain S&B jacketed hollow point out of that Sig P229. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, so there's that cross section for that first shot. So you can tell we have some pretty wide splits down in there. Really deep stuff for sure. So I did remeasure these. They are peaking right at 3.5 inches and actually averaging right at the same. So definitely really good to see. So let's cut it open. All right, and here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left. So you can see pretty much as soon as it came in, probably at that 1/8 inch mark, started to open up really nicely. You can see that wide path going all the way through, and there is a little bit of fragmentation. That thing was definitely tearing this stuff up. It was moving out pretty good, which is, you know, definitely surprising, especially for that little bit shorter barrel. But we got some pretty nasty damage for sure. So same here on this top, came in, opened up. Doesn't look as distinct or as wide on this side. The path was kind of going, you know, from left to right more than top to bottom. But definitely still, you know, really good stuff. A little bit more cotton t-shirt that it did drag down in there, and some really, you know, wide splits. But it was very impressive for what it was. We were getting over 1400 feet per second for that first shot, so that was definitely really good to see. It's a little bit different angle there. You can just kind of see that one big split, and over here a little bit more of that kind of spider webbing effect, but definitely did really good. So there we go. That one was that first shot. All right, so there's that cross section for that second shot. This one, you know, pretty much same thing, came in, really opened up in there. You can see pretty distinct kind of spiral cut going down in. Same on this side, nice wide splitting for sure. So I did remeasure this. They are averaging and peaking right at that 3-inch mark. So definitely a little bit less than, you know, that first shot. But we were moving, I believe, about 50 feet per second less. You know, so kind of expected that, you know, it wasn't really going to do as much damage, but still pretty good for sure. So let's cut this open. All right, here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side and this top is the left. So you can see pretty much same thing, right? That 1/4 inch mark started to open up. You can see that nice path going all the way through, and really, really deep cuts for sure. You can see a little bit of that fabric that it did drag in. Definitely pretty impressive. So same thing on this top, a little bit more distinct on the top where it came in, started to open up. So this one was probably a little, you know, the 1/4 inch mark compared to the 1/8 inch mark. It was a little bit more delayed, but came in, opened up. This one you can see that really, really wide path going through. Same thing, man. Really tore this stuff up for sure. Did drag in quite a bit more of that cotton t-shirt, but those cuts are nasty. So we'll do one more little angle so you guys can see what's really going on in there, but really, really deep stuff for sure. Same on this other one. But definitely not too bad. So that is you know, a good round to have around just to kind of stockpile, because it is decently cheap and it did you know, work like it was supposed to. So always good to see. But there we go, guys. That one was that 124 grain S&B jacketed hollow point. Thanks again for watching, guys.